Remember the hairiest girl in the world. See how she looks today. This teenage girl from Thailand, once named the world's hairiest girl, proves that true love still exists in the world. In spite of suffering an extremely rare genetic condition called Ambras syndrome, or also known as werewolf syndrome, this girl has recently gotten married to her husband and finally begins to shave for the first time. Ambras syndrome is a form of hypertrichosis where the person affected has excessive hair growth beyond norm. Now that she's met the love of her life, Supatra Nadi Susufan, 17, chose to shave all her facial hair. Susufan, who was first identified in 2010 to have the genetic condition, was named the hairiest girl in the world by Guinness World Records. Thick hair grows over her entire face, ears, arms, legs, and back. To this day, there's no ultimate treatment for her condition. She's tried using laser to remove the hair, but it failed. Supatra currently chooses to regularly shave her body and face. In the past decades, people who have Ambras syndrome were often branded werewolves and shunned from societies. Luckily for Susufan, although she got called names like Wolf Girl and Chewbacca at her school, her family and friends always have her back. In an interview with Guinness World Records, Susufan said, "I don't feel any different to anyone else, and I got lots of friends at school. Being hairy makes me special. There were a few people who used to tease me and call me monkey face, but they don't do it anymore. I'm very used to this condition. I can't feel the hair as it's always been like this. I don't feel anything. It does sometimes make it difficult to see when it gets long. I hope it'll be cured one day." Susufan shaved her body and her face for the first time after she got married to her husband. Guinness adjudicator Marco Frigati spoke glowingly about the determined child. "She's a remarkable little girl. She's proud of who she is and wants to be treated just like everyone else. She's not the one with the problem. It's only those who treat her differently who've got the problem." The Guinness World Book of Records has previously documented Natty back in 2010 as being the world's hairiest girl at just 10 years old. Dating back to the Middle Ages, there have been only a rare few individuals with this disorder. "There were a few people who used to tease me and call me monkey face, but they don't do it anymore. I'm very used to it." Her social media feed suggests that she's completely head over heels with her other half after she posted, "You're not just my first love, you're the love of my life." This is such a happy beginning for this lovely couple. We hope that Susufan and her husband continue to love each other unconditionally. Here's a whole family suffering from the same thing. Jesus Choya Seves woke up one morning to discover another one of his family's cats had been murdered. Then, on his way to work at a Mexican building site, he was howled at by strangers who jeered at him, calling him names like Satanic Beast, before whipping out their cameras to take pictures of him. This is a normal day in the life of the Wolfman, who became a world-famous circus performer whose entire face is covered in thick black hair. His entire family of 30 are all covered in the same dark fur as him, and cruelly shunned in their hometown of Laredo, northwest Mexico because of it. But Choi, who has starred in several documentaries, TV reports, and attractions about his genetic disorder, has now told of how locals tell them to go live in the woods, slay their pets to get them to leave, and cross themselves when they walk past as if they were demons. Children of the hairiest family in the world refuse to have more kids for fear they will suffer the same cruelty if they do. Even Choi's daughter Carla admits it would be difficult to bring someone like me into the world. Their suffering has been witnessed by filmmaker Everard Diaz, who spent months filming them for a new heart-wrenching documentary about their cursed lives. Chewy comes and goes from the touring life, said Ava, whose documentary Chewy the Wolfman premieres in Mexico City on September 25th. Upon hearing about problems at home, he decided then and there to give it all up. But since quitting show business, the Wolfman realized money's harder to come by as a manual laborer. At 12, Chewy was traveling from city to city working at fairgrounds when a circus owner spotted the then-called Little Wolf. His two cousins had just been born and the circus owner wanted all three, so he offered good money to purchase all of them. The Little Wolf agreed, and the trio spent several years traveling around Mexico, where they were locked up and presented to paying crowds as attractions. The family has kept a sense of pride in their uniqueness, says Ava, who got to know the family intimately during their time filming them. They had to stick together because no one else will accept them. Despite their tough talk, the family have suffered greatly at the hands of the local community, many of whom superstitiously see their unique features as a curse. What do you think about this situation? Please leave your thoughts in the comments below, like this video, and subscribe for more interesting stories like this one.